Think of item categories as the sturdy framework upon which every item rests. They're the backbone of organisation, ensuring that every item has its place. Whether you're categorising something as broad as furniture or as specific as Pembroke table, each category is essential. These categories serve as the navigation compass for inventory, helping clients swiftly find what they're looking for, so it is worth investing some time to refine your categories. If you have opted into the Snoofa Marketplace portal site, you will need to choose additional categories, and I'll also cover that here. So once again, in Settings and Item Categories, a list of categories are already set up and one is always the default, this one being Miscellaneous. So let's go ahead and create a new category. We need a title. I'll come back to Marketplace labels later. So now we come to Details Template Labels. This is an optional field that will add the labels that you give for when you want to capture specific information when cataloguing. So what do we mean by this? So here we can add labels such as Maker, Year, Hallmarks. Whatever you don't use while cataloguing won't appear on the front end. And then the measurements. And the same goes for these. If they're not used, they don't show up. I'll show you now what that looks like while you're cataloguing. So if we're now cataloguing a silver item, you choose the silver category. The marketplace label I'll go into in a moment. We have the title, the subtitle, and then this is where these values come in. So we've populated hallmarks, the weight and the height. We can now see in catalogue view that your hallmarks is populated and the measurements are in the pop-up, and the labels that weren't populated don't show up here. You can choose not to use these detailed template labels if you wish, and to put the information into the subtitle or the details when you're cataloguing. So let's go back and look at the marketplace categories. These are marketplace category ready. The ones that are ticked are ready and the ones that are crossed out obviously aren't. So if we choose to edit one, we can go in and see that furniture has its marketplace label. There are many subcategories to choose from as well, but we'll just leave it as furniture here. Then if we go to item view, we can see the marketplace label here, and we can also, now that we are cataloguing, we can also add a category. As many as you think are relative to the particular item that you're cataloguing for auction. Once again, we have our labels here. We have the maker's name, the width, the length and the height. And on the front end, that will show here, and the measurements in the pop-up. Going back once again to the categories. So looking at the revenue rate and the expense rate, these determine the VAT that should be charged on the hammer of these items. So revenue is for invoices and expenses for settlements. Then if you want to make this particular category the default, you would tick the box here. Then you also need to decide if that particular category is regulated by anti-money laundering. If enabled, the transactions linked to the item will be taken into account as part of the anti-money laundering linked transaction sum. So, as you can see, it's worth investing the time to refine your categories, helping clients swiftly find what piques their interest. As always, thank you for watching.